Let me ask you this. When you think about your future, what do you see? What do you hope your life will look like? Because I think about this all the time. Are you running and playing on the beach with your grandchildren, with your great-grandchildren? Are you traveling with your spouse? Are you still working and loving it? Are you involved in community and sports? Hitting the gym 4 to 5 times a week, hopefully? Are you doing what you want to do? And are you 100% taking care of yourself? Nobody's feeding you. Nobody's changing your diaper. Nobody's pushing you in a wheelchair. What do you see? Now, what are you doing today to make that happen? And this is what I want to talk about today. I just recently watched an online presentation on long-term care. It was actually called Long-Term Care and Preparing for What's Ahead. And the very first slide by the presenter gave the following statistics: that 80% of those 65 and over will at some point have need of some form of long-term care. 80%. I honestly wasn't sure how to process this. And doing some research online also showed that 80% of 65 and up will not be able to afford the costs associated with long-term care. Long-term care can be either care at home, assisted living, or a nursing home. And this is what I want for us to begin to think about today. It is great to plan for the years ahead, and that may include long-term care. But what if we begin to plan and execute today to create a future that could be void of any type of long-term care, a future where you could be completely independent, active, and self-caring, running and playing on the beach? As someone who is going to turn 65 years old this summer of 2025, I would like to reach out to those of you who are in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and even those in your 30s, because the earlier we begin to plan, the more of an advantage you will have later on. This is my plea to you, to everyone, but especially those in that middle stage of life. Let's do everything that we can possibly do so that we do not become a burden to our spouse or our kids, especially our kids. I remember telling someone years ago that my life gift to my children was to take care of myself in such a way that they will never have to be concerned about me, about taking care of me, but that they could live their lives knowing that I was well, that I was active, that I was independent and healthy. And I remember that person saying, but if they love you, they will take care of you. Yes, I thought, well, he totally missed the point. And I think many of us are missing the point. Of course, your family will take care of you if it came to that. But I'm not talking about a situation that would be completely out of your control and that will put you in a position of having to receive care from others. That is not what I'm talking about. Neither am I addressing a current situation like your spouse or your parent who you may be taking care of, or your sibling, or yourself if you are presently in need of care. This is not what I'm talking about. I am speaking to you. You, someone who has total control, who is healthy physically, and who can begin to make some really good choices today, right now. I am talking about having complete agency right now, able to make right decisions for you, and still being unwilling to put in the time and the effort and the commitment to exercise on a consistent basis, to put away the trash food and eat healthy and clean in a consistent basis, and do all the things that you need to do and all the investments that are required for you to live and continue to live a strong, independent, and active life. The body will naturally decline if left alone. If an infant will never push himself to raise his head, to get up on all four and crawl, to pull up and on his feet and walk. If a child never push himself to do these things, he will never walk. He will never have the strength. Do what you need to do now so you and your family will never have to face that situation or make that decision. This is the best long-term care plan, but you have to start now. We are accountable to our spouses, to our partners, to our kids, to our parents, siblings. How we treat our bodies and how we feed our bodies and what we do with our bodies, like it or not. It's not just about what we want. is how is this going to affect other people around me? Everything has a domino effect. Don't sentence your children to a life of having to take you to the bathroom, to feed you, to transport you to countless doctor's appointments. That is not the life that you wanted them to live when they were born. They need to live their lives. They need to live happy lives, not constantly worried about you or taking care of you. And this is possible if you start putting in the work and start investing in your future now, today. You're also investing in their future. If you want to look into financially how much it will be for long-term care, if that ever becomes an issue, great. But don't just sit back and wait for life to swallow you up, spit you out, and throw you in a wheelchair. Start taking control of your future. Don't do this to your kids. A future by design, not by default. How much more motivation could someone possibly need to start making some changes, to start moving, exercising consistently, getting rid of the junk food, and start making responsible choices? We're adults. Exercise alone is the #1 prevention for Alzheimer's, for dementia, for cardiovascular issues, for diabetes, and a host of hundreds of other illnesses and diseases. Strokes and heart attacks are right now the #1 killer of men and women. Get your heart healthy. Start hitting that cardio. Start walking. Do your research. Look up the best and healthiest foods for keeping your heart strong and healthy. Strength training, lifting heavy. Muscle and bone are extremely important for strength to combat frailty and avoid so many illnesses. But in the time, put in the time. It is inconvenient, but it's worth every minute. It's worth every rep and every workout that you hit. There's a popular post on social media that goes something like this. Everyone says they will die for their kids, but will they get healthy for them? Will they be willing to exercise for them? Will they eat clean for them? Would you do all that you can to live longer for them? Quality of life. And I add, are you willing to do all that it takes so that they can live their lives freely, happy, stress and worry-free when it comes to you, knowing that you are whole and well? We need to be accountable and responsible for our future. We need to plan and execute, become a lot more aggressive about what's coming, because it's coming. I personally dislike cliches, but the one that says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, fits. If you love your spouse and your children, if not for you, do it for them. It is our life gift to them. This is the best long-term care plan. And the cost? Pennies, compared to what it will be if your body begins to break down because you were too lazy and selfish to do anything about it. My name is Arlene, and this is Wild 50 Plus, and I would really love to know your thoughts on this. Until next time, bye.